Plymouth is known as America's hometown. However, what most people don't know is that it's way more than old buildings and rich history. It is actually my favorite place to live in New England, and the reasons are it has that small town feel that I grew up with in Spain, watching in movies, and always felt like it was America to me. Yet it has a tremendous amount of amenities, including what I believe is the best downtown area out of any town here in the South Shore. To me, when you can park your car and just walk to everything, restaurants, parks, coffee shop, to get your nails done, the bank, to get an ice cream, to buy your dog a treat, you name it, it's all downtown in one area, and to me that is priceless. If you're drawn to the ocean or light water activities, it doesn't get any better than Plymouth. With 36 miles of coastline and 360 plus inland ponds, you're sure to always find a place to be near water. I grew up on the northern coastline of Spain. Living in a town near the ocean was very important to me. It grounds me. I love walking the beaches Plymouth has to offer, and if you're like me, you will love it too. And lastly, the history. It could be the European in me, and having grown up in Spain where buildings are hundreds of years old, the streets and the roads are centuries old, and the history of every part of the town you grew up in is just so interesting. In my own town called Santander, just a few years back, they were redoing a plaza, and while excavating, they found the remains of another city underground. That's crazy and so interesting. Anyways, I know we cannot go back centuries here in Plymouth, but I love living in a town known as the site of the colonial, founded in 1620 by the Mayflower Pilgrims, where New England was first established, and it is, after all, named America's hometown. So for all of those reasons and more, I moved here 22 years ago. You may be wondering where you should live in Plymouth, or perhaps you're wondering which are the most desirable neighborhoods, or which neighborhoods maximize everything Plymouth has to offer. Or perhaps you're wondering which are the best investments long term. If you didn't know, Massachusetts was ranked #1 in the US as the best place to live, while ranking #1 place to retire based on quality of life. So in this video, I'll break down the most affordable to the most desirable neighborhoods in Plymouth. And by the end, I hope it helps you decide which is the right fit for you depending on what you're looking for. 18 years of helping families select the right area to live in Plymouth has taught me a few things. A, Plymouth is a really hard town for someone that doesn't live in it and know it well to decipher when it comes to real estate values. You can practically take the same house and plot it into seven different parts of town, and that house will be worth a different amount each time. And B, Plymouth has something for everyone because it's so large and each part of town is so unique. After I complete my first client consultations with a new client, I can usually pinpoint quite easily, based on the lifestyle they desire, in which part of town you should live. I break it down into the following areas: downtown Plymouth, West Plymouth, Chiltonville, the Pine Hills, Manomet, Centerville, Cedarville, and Ellisville, and South Plymouth, which includes anything south of Pine Hills and the interior loop of Long Pond Road, as well as the community of Redbrook. Okay, so let me start by breaking down downtown Plymouth for you. Downtown Plymouth is an excellent fit for those that want to be very active and social within the community and like to walk to places. You have to like older homes. Lots of Victorians were built in the 1600s and 1700s and are in downtown Plymouth. So if you like the charm of older homes, this is a gold mine for you. Parking and land comes at a premium. So sacrificing those might be something you have to do in order to enjoy more of the urban living downtown Plymouth has to offer. An important distinction to make is the real estate values of downtown that may vary significantly whether you are in the south part of Route 44 or the north part of Route 44. So keep that in mind. Some of my favorite real estate downtown, north of 44, I love the townhouses at Robbins Wharf, right on the water with beach access, and the charm of Holmes Terrace, Masterfield, Knapp Terrace, Russell Street, and Nelson Street. And on the south part of Route 44, I have always been obsessed with what I call the president's part of town, because all the streets were named after a president. Jefferson Street, Franklin Street, Washington Street. Love that part of town, as well as the prime locations of Chilton Street, Holland Street, and Brewster Street. Okay, now let me explain to you another part of Plymouth, West Plymouth. West Plymouth became very popular once the outdoor Colony Place shopping plaza got developed. Living in West Plymouth, you get to be the closest to Boston, have plenty of retail resources around the corner, and a straight shot to downtown Plymouth. Finding new developments in West Plymouth is hard, so newer home seekers might have a hard time in this part of town. There are a lot of split level homes, or what we call here raised ranches. Some folks love them, some don't. So that is something you want to keep in mind. One of the largest full recreational ponds in Plymouth is in West Plymouth, called Billington Sea. So if that is important to you, you have a great shot at finding it in this part of town. When I think of West Plymouth, I think of ponds, cranberry bogs, and tree-lined neighborhoods. If you don't mind doing a little bit of updating, this could be a great place for you. For newer custom homes, check out Watercross Place and Stonegate Developments. Those are two of my favorites in West Plymouth. Okay, we're gonna enter into a third part of Plymouth called Chiltonville. Being that that's the part of Plymouth that I currently live in myself, there is quite an extensive list as to why I love this part of town, and I could tell you all about it. Chiltonville, to me, is almost where you feel the heart of Plymouth lives. You have the farms and the markets. You have the iconic Bramhall's convenience store. The neighborhoods all feel very old New England charm with the added conveniences of its location. You can walk to Plymouth Beach, might be a 30-minute walk from some parts, but you can get there without driving if you wish. The hospital is also in Chiltonville. You can also walk downtown, or it's a 5-minute drive to all the restaurants, the shops, and the highway is just around the corner for easy access to Boston and Cape Cod. It is also the highest price per square foot in Plymouth. People pay more to live in Chiltonville than other parts of town, so keep that in mind. There are too many great streets to pick, but I would suggest doing a loop around Clifford Road and Sandwich Road to get a great feel for this amazing part of Plymouth. And of course, don't forget Doughton Road. Okay, now let's enter Pine Hill. For those looking to downsize, and for those relocating to the area and looking to live in a master plan golf course community that offers an array of neighborhoods to fit literally all lifestyles, this is the place for you. From apartments to townhomes to 55+ communities to live in to custom luxury homes, you can be assured to find the perfect fit in the Pine Hills. You just have to love being part of a community, and if you have lived in one before, you know they have rules, they have their own water facilities, they have their own amenities, and it all comes with a cost. The Pine Hills is one of the most sought after communities in the South Shore. I lived across the street for a decade and know it very well. I love the walking trails and the cute downtown area they have built that offers so many great amenities you practically never have to leave Pine Hills. They have a market and a post office, doctors, restaurants. It's a very self-sufficient community. Let's not forget, they also have the Mirabel Inn and Spa on their grounds. It's an award-winning boutique hotel and spa that you can practically walk over and enjoy. It is truly hard to pick what my favorite neighborhoods in Pine Hills might be, as there are so many. But I will say that for walkability, if you want to walk from your home to that cute little downtown center, my choice are two streets, Morning Stroll and Shutter Lounge. And for luxury living, well, you're gonna have to subscribe to my channel, because I'm actually gonna be recording another video about all the luxury amenities and communities here in the Pine Hills. Okay, let's recap. We did West Plymouth, downtown Plymouth, we did Chiltonville right below it, and then we did Pine Hills. So now we're gonna go towards the coastline and we're gonna go to a section of Plymouth called Manomet. Beach lovers will really enjoy this part of town. You have 3 of the best beaches, in my opinion, here. You have Priscilla Beach, Whitehorse Beach, and Manomet Beach. It is a village with mixed real estate, from beach cottages to year-round residences and stunning waterfront opportunities. If you take 3A, you can make it all the way to downtown Plymouth in less than 20 minutes. And the community of the Pine Hills is just around the corner if you like to golf. There are also a few local favorite spots like 42 North and Cushcon. And of course, I love that Locally Yours just opened their second location in Manomet. Anything you want for home decor, clothing, basically anything Manomet, that's your go-to place. If I were to buy anywhere, I would probably buy on Priscilla Beach. They call it the monopoly of Plymouth because families love it so much, they buy more than one home in that area. Okay, if we continue along the coastline right below Manomet, we're gonna find Centerville, Cedarville, and Ellisville. If commuting is not something of importance to you, if you're looking to spend more time at home, perhaps you work from home, and living near amenities is not as important as having peace and quiet, this part of town is perfect for you. You will find homes come with land, and because all 3 villages border the water, you can also buy waterfront properties here that tend to be a little bit more affordable as they are farther from downtown Plymouth. One of my favorite places to walk my dog in the entire town of Plymouth is Ellisville Park, which leads you to a secluded beach many people don't know about. My favorite 2 roads are Center Hill Road and Ellisville Road. Okay, and lastly, let's talk about South Plymouth, which basically, if you look at Pine Hills all the way down to the bridge, that's South Plymouth, and we'll bring the Redbrook community as part of South Plymouth. This is usually where you will have best luck if you like bigger homes for your money. Also, this is where you will find most of the newer homes, the newer developments in Plymouth. There are plenty of colonial style properties and they all mostly come with land. Depending on how far south you look, you will be almost at the bridge that crosses over Cape Cod, which you might enjoy, and of course the Cape Cod Canal, perfect for walking, running, cycling, fishing, and even boat watching. You can find also in South Plymouth the largest full recreational pond called Great Herring Pond. So if you're seeking for pond front living where you can enjoy having your own motorboat or jet skis, this is a good place to start. Redbrook is not an area of Plymouth, it's a community. Beautifully designed to keep as much outdoor living in it as possible, and is very, very popular with nature lovers. Not so popular with those seeking to be closer to downtown, because Redbrook is the farthest south you can go in Plymouth. It's about 30 minutes from downtown Plymouth. It is hard for me to tell you a few streets that I would buy in this area because South Plymouth, including Redbrook, is so large and there are so many options. I hope that helps you get a better look at the different parts of Plymouth. But if you still have questions, I'm happy to help break it down even farther. I remember how hard it was for me when moving to the area, trying to select just the town where I wanted to live in the South Shore. Never mind, once I selected Plymouth, what part of Plymouth fit my needs best. So if you're looking to move to the area and help find your new home, or if you need to sell a home in any of the communities here in the South Shore or Cape Cod, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can reach me at Susanna@alanterealestate.com. But before you leave, if you enjoyed this video, you may also enjoy watching this other video where I talk about the towns in the South Shore that might be the best investments when it comes to real estate. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.